The operations with fractions that I want to show on the TI-84 are simplifying or reducing, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. We can do all of them with the calculator. So for the first example, this is in the homework on this section. I'm going to take this example, say 35/40 reduced to lowest terms. Typically, the way of doing that is to find the greatest common factor and divide the top and bottom by the greatest common factor, but we can do that on the calculator in the following way. If I go 35 divided by 40, and hit enter, this will give me the decimal equivalent, and then we can convert the decimal equivalent back to a fraction in reduced terms by hitting math. And then the very first thing here on the math menu is 2frac. So if I enter that, what this will do will take this answer and convert it to a fraction. So 0.875, which is the decimal form of 35/40, is 7/8 as a fraction in lowest terms, and that's the answer. We can similarly add and subtract using the calculator. For example, if I arrow down here is a homework question where they ask us to add. Let's take this one, 4/5 plus 1/7. I can enter that on the calculator. 4/5, 4 divided by 5, plus 1 divided by 7. If I hit enter, I'm going to get a decimal for this. But then, if I go back to math, to frac, and hit enter again, it'll turn this decimal into the fractional form in lowest terms. So 4/5 plus 1/7 is equal to 33/35 in lowest terms. They don't have just a single subtraction, but just to show a subtraction example. Suppose I wanted to do 5/6 subtract 1/4. If I hit enter, this will give me the decimal form. If I hit math, then the first thing here is 2frac, and hit enter again. 7/12 is the fractional form of the answer in lowest terms for 5/6 minus 1/4. We can also multiply and divide. Let me go back and take a couple of homework questions on this one. So back in the homework, we can multiply two fractions together and use that same answer to frac to get lowest terms. Let's see, 8/14 times 7/13. 8/14 times 7/13. So if I go 8 divided by 14 times 7 divided by 13, that's the decimal form. And if I go answer to frac by hitting math, just the first thing right there, enter, enter. 8/14 times 7/13 is 4/13 in lowest form. For division, there's one other thing I would say about division. Let's take this example here, which is, let's say 5/10 divided by 19/20. For division, I have to put parentheses around each of those fractions. So if I do 5/10 divided by 19/20, start with the parentheses, 5/10, 5 divided by 10, close the parentheses, divided by, what was it? 19/20, parentheses, 19/20. This is going to give me the answer in decimal form. And now if I go to math, just the very first thing, enter, and I hit enter again, it'll convert that to a fraction lowest term, 10/19ths.